Please be advised that Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Hey guys, welcome to Little Miss Recap, the podcast where we really need Dr. Pia to explain to us what is going on in her mind and why she is giving these couples the advice she's giving them. Although, I feel like she did a little better with Brennan today.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely. Yeah. Compared to like previous weeks, yes. I'm over him. I know you were like
over him. No,
I know you were like defending some of this stuff last week, but after seeing him this week, there's no way I can't.
I was defending, and I will defend again, that I truly believe he is sharing what is literally within his capability.
Realm? Sure.
Yes. But I don't think she's recognizing that, and that's kind of what Dr. P is saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. Guys, if you're on YouTube, you can see us live right now. Well, Yay. Not live, but like recorded. Like here we are.
7 a.m.
Throwing up some video at 7 a.m. You know, hey, it's how we do. There's no school today. The snow is going on, and my kids are cooking in the kitchen.
I know. I had to tell mine not to. They hate me.
Yeah. All right, so I'm Amy. This is Steph. We are here today to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 13, the worst title in the world, Exploring Intimacy at an Altitude. What does that even mean?
I don't even know. Maybe because they're in the mountains?
Before we jump in,
uh-huh.
Did Becca and Austin bang?
I think they did.
I think they did. Guys, like, I spoiled it. Stephanie, I was like, they banged. I was so excited.
You guys, Amy spoils everything. Everything. Mm-hmm. And now we have a backdoor friend spoiling stuff.
We do?
Come on, backdoor friends. Somebody spoiled something on me this week. Didn't like it.
I have this.
Yes.
Join our backdoor friends. It's a lot of fun. We have fun in there. Now we're having bang-offs. You know, they're kind of interesting. And I just want to say for all of you people in the Facebook group who are coming at me about Ben Affleck, oh, he smells like cigarettes. He's probably a terrible person. He might go to jail. You're just making him hotter to me. Like, that's not helping.
True. No, that is definitely true. Amy likes the scummier the better. The more horrible human they are, the better.
Listen, here's the thing. I like them scummy, but I don't want to marry scummy. That's why I married Timmy.
Well,
but you know, like in my worst depravity, that's what I'm attracted to.
So, I have never been a fan of J-Lo's. I
like her.
Tolerate
I
her.
love Jennifer Lawrence, though. I do. Or Jennifer Garner. I love her.
Oh yeah, I love her too. I mean,
love her,
obviously. Love her. But I've never been a huge fan of J-Lo's. And guys, you can come for me all you want, but aside from being like an incredible dancer and having the greatest body that I've ever seen on a human, what is her talent? She can't sing. I don't care what anybody says, but she's not that. She doesn't have like a voice.
Send all of your hate mail to Stephanie. Do not send it to me. Do not.
I'm
J-Lo can sing.
I don't.
She's a better singer than I am.
Well, not many people aren't, Amy.
True.
Amy has the worst singing voice on the planet. I'm just saying. Do. I really think like her voice is okay enough that she can like, all right, pull some things off. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think it's like this like massive talent. Like she's no Gaga or, you know, somebody with a set of pipes. She can sing okay, but so can I.
She can dance.
That's what I think. Other than being a fantastic dancer and having a fabulous body. I just don't see, like, other than that, I don't see the appeal really into the
I think
talent is what I'm
I
saying.
I think she's a good listen to me, a reporter. Oh my god. I think she's a good performer.
Okay.
Like, it's the whole
Yeah,
package.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. So,
That's
let's get
this is like a
into
perfect example of, like, where your hotness just carries you. That's
Oh,
all I see.
yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get
Mhm.
into this shit show, shall we?
Yeah.
So, we're gonna start with Chloe and Michael, because I
Okay.
need to talk about their timeline. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Or
So,
lack
for
thereof.
everyone yeah, for everyone else, we are in, like, week well, let's think about it. It
4?
was day
5,
24?
6? No, because they celebrated their 1 month last week, remember? Or the week before.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so
So
they're
I
in
think it's
month
week,
2.
like, 5
They're
or
in
6. Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
These guys didn't even get married yet.
Mm-mm.
So, all right. So Chloe is there's really nothing that happens. Here's what
There's
happens.
not.
Chloe's real excited. Michael's wedding's tomorrow and he's a nervous wreck. He shows up
Mhm.
later in the group scene and asks everyone to be there.
Mhm.
And then Chloe's getting her nails done. That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. I don't know
I
what the plan is here.
No, I don't either. But I really like her.
I
I
like her a
still
lot too.
really like her.
I like her a lot too. And I don't hate him. Broke down
No,
Prince is,
I don't hate him.
he's having a time.
He's
He's nervous.
definitely not for me.
Mhm.
Like, he's
Mhm.
not my type
He's not my
at
type either.
all, but
But
he seems like a fine enough guy,
I could see
right?
where he's, like, different enough to be attractive
Mhm.
to people.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay. So, where do we wanna go after Chloe and Michael? Why don't we
Wanna just
do
jump to Clam?
let's do Clam, and then we'll end with Austin and Becca because they ended the episode with
Okay.
a bang. Mm-mm-mm.
So Clam, I have an even shorter take on Clam than you had on broke down print. I
Broke
can't
down.
say that. I just quit.
Mhm.
Just I'm going with broke back because that's the only word that I can say. And it's
Okay.
not intentional. I can't say it. So broke
Has a
back for
slightly different meaning, but yeah.
it
Yeah,
sure
we get you.
does, but
Mhm, mhm,
I can't say it. Just
mhm.
bear with
That's
me.
fine. That's fine.
So Cam is having his heart procedure for his flutter,
He did say it's
and
AFib. He did say
yeah,
AFib.
his AFib,
Mhm.
flutter. And he says he has no need to contact Claire at the moment. Like, why? Okay, weirdo. He's
I don't
taking this
know.
way too far. Like, what is he doing? And
I mean,
also, I don't
it's
love him.
serious. Like, if I had anything going out in my heart I mean, I was having slightly high blood pressure, and I was nearly melting down over
Yeah,
it. So,
yeah, I know.
I understand, but, like, why are you being so weird about Oh, and guys, I meant to bring this up. Did I bring it up last week that Cam's father blamed his mother for his heart
Yes,
disease and stroke?
yes, yes, yes.
So, keep that in your mind. But
Do we
why
know
wouldn't you just
that?
why wouldn't you Yeah, he said it. He said
I don't
it, like,
remember
when we
that. I
met him.
remember you bringing it up. I just don't remember that.
Yeah, so why wouldn't he just call Claire and be like, "I'm good. What's up?" Or put her on FaceTime? Why is he being so he's being so dramatic.
Because he's being
It's a
dramatic for sure.
it's a dramatic situation, don't get me wrong, but here is
Mhm.
somebody literally trying to offer you support and help, and you're just being the martyr. Like, "No, I could go through this on my own."
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes, he is being a martyr, and I hate that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, we do find out though that the procedure went well. He does
Mhm.
text Claire, and she's relieved that he
Mhm.
let her know that he was okay, and she's giving him the space and letting him know how much she cares about him.
Mhm.
These two are so
Mhm.
stupid. That's it. Like, there's nothing else. That's literally
She
it. Nothing
she
happens.
speaks so highly of him.
I know. It's weird, right?
It's weird because don't
Yeah.
lest us never forget off camera, he's supposedly saying her ass is huge and he can't get a chub from it and blah, blah, blah. I don't have my little
That's
beep,
why
beep, beep, so I
I
can't do it,
know.
but, you
That's
know what I'm
why
saying.
I'm not 100% convinced that that's how that role played out.
I don't
Because I
know,
just can't imagine her, especially, being like a strong woman and all of those things. I can't imagine her just rolling over that or brushing that under the rug. Like, she never really addresses it, and he doesn't either.
No.
So, like, I'm wondering if that was just something that was maybe taken out of context. I don't know. I'm not saying that whether it was said or not, it was right. Like, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying, like, do you think maybe somebody heard something that he said in jest or I don't know, and then ran with it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or are they again? Because Austin says something later, I think. Does he say it in the episode or on After Party? I can't remember. But Austin says something like, when he's talking about Brennan, I think it was on After Party. He says something like, we like to have each other's back on camera, is essentially what Austin said, like, about the couple. So I'm wondering, like, is this another this is why we need older people. We need older people like us who don't give a fuck how we appear on social media because we're always appearing bad. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a big
That is
deal.
definitely me. Always saying the wrong thing. I'm your gal.
So,
open mouth, insert foot. Yeah.
So, like, that's why I don't know. I don't know. It's
I don't
confusing.
either. And that's also why I've chosen, I don't want to say to like skirt over it or not pay attention to it, but until I hear Cameron or Claire say something about it, I can only take it for face value because the other people don't matter to me like the people in the relationship do. And Claire's clearly not offended by it because she seems to be really wrecked by his hot flatter. I don't know. What do you think?
His flatter has upset her. Right?
And that's the thing. Like, don't you feel like these two just gave up too easily? Like, what the fuck? I really think they could have worked. I do.
I just think she's not into him. She's not into him. At all.
I feel like if she gave it a chance, I think she could be.
Maybe.
And I just don't think she gave it a chance. I don't.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know who is picking these people, but I don't think Cam's a great fit for this show.
I disagree.
Cam is like me. Cam's an acquired taste. You have to get to know him a little bit to understand his charm and stuff. And for being married at first sight, that doesn't work. Like, because he can come off brash. He can come off, you know what I mean? Like, you have to get to know him to know how endearing he is.
But I also feel like that was the same for Clint last season. And I love Clint more than anyone else that's ever been on the show. And he was amazing.
You know,
and I feel like he didn't get a fair shake either. But I don't know that I agree with you on this one. I think he is meant for the show. I just think they picked the wrong match for him. Although I'm still going to stand by, I do think that they could have worked if they tried. I just don't think either one of them tried.
Here, I made this little graphic for you. Although, you know, I did love Mitch. And Mitch really never got better.
Oh, Mitch was the fucking... Oh, I sure remember Rich. Yeah, of course I do. He was the worst.
He was
the worst, dude.
All right, so let's go to... Do we have group scenes? Do you want to do those first, or should I do Bremley?
I can do the group. It's lame.
Let's breeze through those. Okay.
So they have a group date outside in the freezing cold at the grill. And like, I don't understand what this is.
I know.
But we see Brennan and Austin are whining and complaining about
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Sure.
Austin is doing the Lord's work here, because say what you want about Austin, I think he's a decent human being. Let's just never forget that he was like, you know, real uncomfortable around the strippers because he didn't like exploitation of sex workers, and he was really like, I really like him. I think he's like really respectful and stuff. He has to be forced to hang out with this dick bag and like pretend to like him. And I feel like we need to like hashtag rescue Austin, because poor Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Brennan's telling Austin how happy he is about this reset, and he's happy to be taking it day by day, and he says they're in a good place. Okay, buddy. Austin says Becca's way ahead of him and he's like in his head. And dude, like that's the thing. Like it started off like a little thing and then it just grew and grew because we just kept talking about it and fucking talking about it and talking
But I
about it.
think this
And the
really
issue
can't
isn't
happen, like,
oh, I
I
totally do
understand what
too.
he's saying. Yeah.
I completely do. He's saying
Mhm.
the issue isn't the problem itself, but what has come of it from fucking talking about it too much.
Mhm.
Bingo.
Mhm.
He's not wrong.
They've made it a thing. It's become a thing now.
It's become a thing. Yeah, it's like the third
Mhm.
person in the relationship. Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
So then Claire, Emily, and Becca are chilling. And Emily brings a basket full of booze. Shocker. Her bag of tricks. She just went for it, like white wine, tequila, no chasers, no water, no marshmallows, and like s'more stuff. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emily tells the girls that they just have different communication styles, her and Brennan. And she almost lost it this weekend. And just like, lost it how? Like, what are you talking about? Apparently,
Mhm.
there was like a thing, but I don't even really know what they're referring to because we don't see it. So
Well, I think it's what he talked about on After Party when she almost smothered him with the shower curtain.
yes, I do too. But we didn't see it. So it's hard.
Mm-mm.
It's hard to have like an opinion
Nope,
on what
and they're
happened because
acting
we have
like
no
nothing's
fucking clue.
happening. Right, they're
Exactly.
acting like on camera like nothing's happening, so
Hmm. She says that they talked everything out and they both just want to move on. And she
mhm,
says that she seems positive that they're going to persevere. And she has to stay positive because she's an optimist and she's just going to go back to taking it day by day. So
mhm,
annoying.
mhm,
The funniest
mhm.
part, though, Becca says, did you ever think that none of us would be getting laid right now a month in?
Right,
Oh,
right.
Becca.
Becca.
Um, Claire says to Becca that she's shocked that they're not. She doesn't get
Mhm.
it, and really none of us do either.
Yeah,
Becca says
she sees the chemistry between them, and she's like, "I don't this
yeah,
doesn't make sense
yeah.
to me."
Becca says she's winning the race of intimacy. She's crushing it. Things are
Mhm,
great, but she wishes that they were further along. Claire admits her attitude because she knows she can be negative about the process when she
mhm.
talks about Cam's hot flutter and she's talking about that whole thing again. And I noticed in this, Emily's crying. Emily's like really tearing up, and I have no idea why. I even watched it twice because I thought maybe I
Oh,
misunderstood. But
yeah.
I did go back and watch it again, and she's clearly tearing up as Claire's talking about Cam's hot flutter.
Okay.
She was. It was kind of weird.
Mhm,
Um, but Claire says that she's worried, but she's glad he's okay and realizes that she was meant to be in his life. She's meant to be there for him and to support him because that's all she can do.
okay.
Becca says that Claire's giving him the biggest gift she can because she knows what it's like to need to be taken care of after surgeries.
I loved that she came with her
Me
perspective
too.
about that. That was
That was
great.
fabulous. I know.
Mhm.
And Emily even says something kind of nice too that I was surprised by. She says that she knows that from afar Cameron is appreciating Claire.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not
Mm,
sure I feel that way, but
mm,
well, time will tell.
okay.
Claire just says that she wants to be able to lift each other up because
Mhm.
when you say in sickness and in health in your vows, you don't necessarily know that that's going to be a thing. And I'm like, what? Go.
You're divorced. Like, what are you talking about? She's like, "I'm gonna honor my vows." You have chosen to break up.
I
What are you
know.
talking about? You're
I
literally
know.
not honoring your vows by saying, "I don't want to be
Like,
with you anymore."
I know.
Like,
It makes no
it
sense.
makes
I'm never
it
going to
makes
understand these two.
0
I'm just
sense.
not.
It makes
Never going to
0 sense.
happen.
Mm-mm.
So later they're shooting pool and Becca's awful, which I can totally relate to because
I love shooting pool. Love it.
I can't do it. I'm terrible at it. I hate it.
Oh, you know
Um,
who's amazing at it? Timmy.
of course.
So
So
whenever we're
Emily,
challenged in a pool situation, I grab him
mm,
for my team, and he does
well,
all
I
the work.
mean,
Mhm.
I don't even belong on that team. So just
Yeah,
leave me at the bar to get the
yeah.
drinks.
Mhm.
So Michael shows up out of nowhere and he's wearing the crown to get one more run out of it before he retires it.
He's
Like, oh
just
God,
finished
buddy.
shooting his latest video.
Yes, he did.
What could his latest video be? Purple Rain.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
So he goes on to tell the group about his new match and how, you know what I really loved though? How supportive they were of him. These guys were really supportive of Michael in like a real genuine way, I felt like.
How about Brennan spitting out some like
Yes!
advice? I was like,
I know.
what?
And you're better for it. And we wouldn't know you. And like he was
Yeah,
just throwing
here's
out all
how
these
you
things.
play it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. So they encourage him to try to turn the first wedding situation that never happened into a positive. And they think that by telling her everything, she'll come to understand that he's even more committed than somebody else or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, Brokeback Prince, I did it again. He invites them all to the wedding. Austin and Becca are going to be out of town. And that bums me out because I really wanted to see them at the wedding.
I like to see them dressed up.
Yes.
Would Austin wear more than a t-shirt? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Oh, so weird. But Emily and Brennan will be there, and Brennan looks super pissed that she answered on his behalf.
You know what Austin has? This is a real Gen X reference here. Do you remember the ad? Oh, what detergent was it for? Ring Around the Collar? Do you remember that?
Oh my God. Yes.
Well, I have to look it up.
He has that stretchy.
Yes. Like, what was Ring Around the Collar?
Amy, this just goes back to what I've been saying since the beginning. He looks like he smells like dirty laundry. The end. Right?
Okay, hold on. Ring Around the Collar. Whisk laundry detergent.
Yes.
Yep.
Whisk.
Somebody wrote on Reddit, who thought Ring Around the Collar was going to be a bigger problem than it actually was?
That's funny.
Austin is Ring Around the Collar. Anyway, go on.
Oh, that's it. I mean, I've got nothing else. Cheers to Wife 2.0. That's pretty much how our group scene ends. Like nothing really happened here at all. At all.
Let's go to Bremley.
Let's go to Bremley.
You literally get like dun 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 dun, dun, and then they go to Emily and Brennan. It's like dun 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 dun. dun.
I know. Wah wah. You see what's her face's name from Saturday Night Live when she's being Debbie Downer?
Yep. What is it? I use this reference a lot, but is it Rachel Dratch who's Debbie Downer?
Yeah.
I use this reference a lot, but it's like in the Smurfs village when they pan to Gargamel's castle. It's like, dun, dun, dun. Okay. So it's real grim in Bremley's apartment. And they sit at this bar, and Brennan's like, okay, let's do this how we rehearsed. So he's like, hold on, let me get my cue card. I'm feeling better. And I want to talk now. How do you feel about last night? Why don't you share your feelings with me? And Emily says, I didn't think you were really going to faint, and I just snapped. I don't know what happened. And there's a real lack of effort on your part, and you're shutting down. I completely understand. I'm sorry if I'm hurting you. Oh, hurting you. I'm definitely going to work on my delivery and how I come across. Emily's like, I'm glad you're positive and open to talking about this. This is not a real conversation. What is happening?
No, it's not real. Her response isn't real.
He hates her. Oh,
hates
run,
her.
Girl, run. So
and
now
you know what?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. For as much as I have said every week that I think she's so fucking annoying, because I do. Her she's really irritating to me. I can't help. She needs to be defended here. I'm sorry,
she needs
but she
to be extracted. We need an emergency extraction from this situation. Yeah. I agree with you. She's annoying as fuck. Would I hang out with her? Absolutely not. But she doesn't deserve this.
No, she really doesn't. She doesn't deserve this.
She was done dirty by the experts because she should not have been cast.
Completely. Done
You can't
dirty.
cast someone who has 0 experiences with relationships and put them into a marriage, which is what you're gonna
No.
get when you're casting 20-year-olds.
I know, but here we go
Just
again.
saying,
I mean,
just saying. Okay.
they're not gonna stop.
So, they pretend to write a letter to their younger selves.
Oh, this was awkward.
I clocked that when they were having the fake conversation with the index cards, the note was already written on the yellow legal pad sitting right in front of her. So
Mm.
when he's like, "Let's go write a letter to our younger selves," it's already done. It's just performative, but
Mm.
whatever.
He's so
So
performative. It drives me crazy.
so Emily's letter has a lot to do with these two have real parent issues here, real mom and dad
Big
issues,
time.
mostly dad issues for both of them.
Mhm. Mhm.
Emily's letter has to do a lot with her dad being angry, which tells us why she is so set off by
Mhm.
his energy. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's angry. Like, he comes
Yeah.
across as angry. Even if he's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
he comes across that way. He's like my
He
sister
is.
Jenny, like, she just comes across annoyed, even if she's not. She could be in the happiest environment in the world, and she'll come across annoyed.
So true.
So, she says that
Oh,
her dad
ignorant Jenny.
she says her dad made her cry a lot around sports and soccer, and she's like, "But he is just pushing you," and you know what I wrote? She is a travel soccer kid, all grown up. This is what we get on the other end of that.
Mhm.
I guys, my
Mm.
kids play not travel soccer, but like regular school intramural sports, and they
Regular
played
soccer?
soccer. Mhm. And there are people, and I know some of you who are listening might be doing this to your kids as well, who soccer is their life.
Mhm.
And some kids really love that. Like, I know a kid who's, plays soccer every day, and on the weekends gets on a plane and goes to play soccer at different places, and
Wow.
it is his life and he loves it, and good for you.
Okay.
But it sounds like that was not the case with Emily. It sounds like she was being pushed
Yeah.
into it, and I think that has created some
Yeah.
resentment.
100
So
how could it not?
yeah, yeah. So now we have dear younger Brennan.
Hold
Dear
up for a
younger
second.
Brennan. Oh, I
Can
was
I
just
ask a
about to
question?
launch into his
I'm
voice. Go ahead.
sorry. Alright,
Go ahead.
alright. I'm just is she an only child? I can't remember.
I don't know, I can't remember either. I don't think so.
Hmm. Be interested to see what her other siblings experienced. Just out of
Yeah,
curiosity.
yeah. Dear younger Brennan, you're awesome. Mom and dad love you even though they have a funny way of showing it. Keep trying to be great. Keep reaching for the stars, man. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Then he tells Emily that he idolized this friend's dad who was a real estate mogul at like 13. And I'm like, was this a Chris Hansen situation? Wait, hold on. Is this a Chris Hansen situation? Why are you hanging out with adults when you're 13? What are you doing? Allegedly, allegedly. Okay. So he says he was hyper focused and he just
Mm,
wanted to grow up fast. And I get this. Like, I joke about the Chris Hansen. Obviously, that's not what was going on. But like, I understand this because when I was a younger person, like 13, 14, like, I was always very mesmerized by like adults, if that makes
mhm,
sense.
mhm. Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I
Yeah, yeah,
could
me too.
listen to my dad's friends tell stories and just kinda
Mhm,
I was always into that kind of
mhm,
stuff.
mhm. Me too.
I was also, like, worshiping a dead 40-year-old man, so, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
Mhm. So, later, Brennan calls Richie,
Oh,
who
you mean just Jared from Subway?
he does kinda look like him. Later, Brennan calls Richie, who pretends to have no idea how Brennan feels about Emily. Okay, Steph, let's go into this scenario. You get married at first sight, and you are hitched to Brennan. Let's just pretend, okay? And I'm your best friend. Do you think that I don't know how much you fucking hate him? That you're not texting me every 2 seconds about how terrible it is and I need to get out of this and what am I gonna do? But no,
God.
Richie pretends that he hasn't heard any of this. He's like, "Oh, so how's that marriage thing going?"
I will say that was performative, but he really does call him out on his shit,
He
and I
does,
was
but
fucking here for that.
I was here for that too, but we know you know, dude. We know, you know,
Yeah.
he knows. We know.
That we know
Yes.
that you know.
So he does call him out. He's like, "I know how you are. You could be checked out. You get stuck in your head. You've done this in the past." He basically says, like, once Brennan gets the ick, he can't get past it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Try to build the connection." And Brennan goes, "Well, we had lunch and dinner together." And this dude is like, "What the fuck? I can do that with my grandmother. Like, what are you talking about? Bump
Really
uglies,
like
rub up against her."
yeah, he's truly like, I can have dinner with a friend and not wanna date you," or whatever he
Yeah,
says. I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, dude, even Jared knows. Come on."
So, they play indoor soccer later, and Emily's
Mhm.
really good. I've seen a lot of kids play soccer. She's really good.
She's good. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she's really good.
And afterwards, they sit down on the field and they're talking. And she tells him that she was on a travel team. She played 3 days a week, and every weekend she had to go to these far games. Like, she had no childhood.
I
It's
know.
really sad. Like, I
It
understand
is
wanting to
sad.
get your kids involved in sports. I did the same thing. Keeps them out of trouble, builds great leadership skills. Like, it has so many positives, don't get me wrong. But I
I
think at
also
some point you have to listen to your kids, and when they're like, "I don't
yeah,
wanna do this anymore," I think you need to honor that.
honor that, yeah. I also wonder if that's not part of the reason why she's never been in a relationship.
Probably.
Like, was
Probably.
she just that kid that was, like, constantly just participating in like, all of the things and was never around like, I can't even imagine because I don't know what that's like,
Yeah.
but it kinda makes you wonder, right?
I feel really bad for her.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
So she was the captain. She was a really good player. She says her dad pushed her really hard and it took away from her loving the sport because it was all the time.
Mhm.
And Brennan wishes that he had some coaching. So what they're basically saying is like you need a happy medium here between
Yeah.
getting some coaching and being too much. So
Mhm.
she says she doesn't give up on stuff, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but I felt like he was sharing in that moment, like, he was talking about it. He was
Oh,
like,
yeah, I
"What
think so
your
too.
dad did for you," he was basically like, "I wish I had that because I had to
Yeah.
find that on my own." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I
And I
think,
can relate to that.
like I said last week,
Mhm.
I'm not defending him. However, I do think this is what he is capable of giving. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, that is
Oh!
vulnerable for him. Him saying
Oh,
that
I
is
mhm.
vulnerability.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Mhm.
Again, shame on the experts.
Yeah.
It's their
So,
fault.
now later Pia visits, and it goes as well as you'd expect. I mean, Brennan just does not have time for this bitch. And it pretty much comes up that they've rehearsed this entire thing, and Emily is
Mhm.
deviating from the script. So they get there. Let me get my
Mhm.
script.
Yeah, you have to.
All right, let's do this. You be Dr. Pia, and I'll be Brennan.
Oh,
Go
great.
ahead.
Okay. So tell me, Brennan, how do you think things are going since we met last?
Since we met last, I think things have been going well. I'm feeling really optimistic about this relationship and my place in it.
So tell me, have you decided to venture into some intimacy yet?
I am not prepared for said intimacy yet. However, we had a really good day today and we are moving forward, keeping things positive.
Oh, so Emily, how do you think things are going?
Oh my God, things are a fucking mess over here. He is a nightmare off camera. I can't even deal with him. Now, Brennan chimes in. Excuse me, I don't know what you're talking about. We had a
Wait,
very
Brennan, I
pleasant
was
day.
asking Emily. Brennan, I'm asking Emily. She can answer for herself.
Excuse me, I am
Brennan,
answering because I am in the room
Brennan,
right now. He
I was
agreed to
asking
talk.
Emily.
There is a script. She is going off the script, and then his circuit's
Brennan,
overload and he
you're
dies.
feeling very defensive right now. Can we talk about that?
Dude, that's
What the
literally how it
fuck?
was. He
I know.
literally says in front of everybody, like, "She's deviating from the script."
I know.
Okay.
It's
So
messed up.
Emily wants to talk about her last visit and how Brennan didn't want to do the exercise, but Brennan's like, "I ask her what she wants. She tells me to make a plan, and then the plan is wrong and she brings it up to you." He is really seeing therapy as punitive. Like he is in
Yeah.
trouble and being dragged into therapy. That's
Mhm.
his opinion. So
I know, and that's
now
such that way of thinking, though, is so toxic for me. Like,
I
that
agree. I
it
agree.
it it makes me feel a certain way, and I don't even know, like, just
He sets
terrified. He
off all sorts
terrifies
of
me.
triggers in
Yeah.
me.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
So now Brennan says, or Emily tells the camera in a confessional, Brennan is really reactive off camera and wants to avoid being seen as mad or confrontational. Ding, ding, ding.
Mhm. Mhm.
So now Pia does, I think she pivots here, and I think this is pretty smart because you are not going to get anywhere with this
No.
guy
Nope.
until you've got to give him an inch. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
she
Mhm.
says, I think what's happening is that Emily's not validating what you are doing. She's just
Mm.
jumping right to what is wrong.
Yeah.
And he's like, suddenly he loves Pia and he loves therapy. He's like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's absolutely. Oh, this therapy thing is great. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's exactly what's
Fucking
happening. Whatever. Fuck
asshole.
off.
I hate him.
So that's where we leave them. So it's a mess.
Ugh.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
It's a fucking
He
mess.
I have never seen such loathing for somebody. Like he loathes Emily. Hates
I
her.
know.
Hates her. Mhm.
Why, though? Why?
Well, did you see After Party where he was talking about she got trashed and ripped down the shower curtain trying to get in the shower with them and then passed out in the bed? And I think there's a lot of antics happening that he's
Mm.
not happy with. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong. Whatever. I don't know. We don't know what's happening. I just
Where
think
is
he
the
has a
prison
very
cam?
curated image that he wants to portray.
Yeah, I think you're
And
right.
she's not. Emily's authentic. She's not going around,
No,
pretending. Mm-mm.
he's such a dick.
Take
Ugh.
us to the most authentic person on the show, Becca. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Becca.
My girl.
Or as serial killer Cam says, Becca. You better
Becca.
watch out, Becca.
Becca.
Go ahead.
So Austin, all right, so we see these guys in a plant shop, and immediately I'm like, oh,
Making a
because it's
terrarium.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he signs them up to do a build a naked terrarium workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, this is
As you
fucking
do.
hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Why have I never seen anything like this? Because I want to do this. I might
Yeah.
I might arrange something like this. Don't ask me how, but anyway.
Okay. Okay.
They're making some silly sex jokes and having some awkward sex conversation about, the placement of the naked people in the
Mm-hmm.
terrarium. And Austin's like, so, like, what are you like into? God, why does he talk so weird? And Becca says, well, I'm really sex positive and open to trying new things, but I always like to do what my partner likes. And Austin's like, oh, yeah, he wants sex every day or every 2 days. And Becca's thrilled. And I'm just thinking, where is this coming from, you psychopath?
She
You
does
can't.
she is like, "Oh, I just wanna, like, take pleasure in what my partner takes pleasure in," and that's a real thing, like, there are people who take
Mm-hmm,
pleasure from
mm-hmm.
pleasuring others.
Sure, sure, sure. So then later again, we see these knuckleheads in bed, and I'm just like, why? Can we get
I
them
know.
out of bed? Becca's giving Austin an interview with a pickle microphone, and she's questioning him about how
This
he's
is
nervous
really
to
great.
see it is
What
how
was
he's
that?
nervous.
Was that a vibrator?
I think it was a pickle. It was a pickle.
It wasn't a real pickle.
I think it was just like, I don't think it was a vibrator.
Okay.
Oh, I just thought it
Okay.
was a pickle, maybe a
Alright.
plastic pickle. I don't want to know what it was.
Okay.
But Austin says that he's nervous to see Dr. Pia because we know he's nervous to talk about sex, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Pia shows up and she asks them how they've been. So Austin says that things for sure have been good, but the intimacy is still an issue. And Pia pressures him
Why
a
is
little
he
bit.
talking like Emily?
I feel like he does. I do my voice like Emily, sort of, because I feel like that's what he does, but in like a boy way,
Okay.
if that makes
Alright.
sense.
In a boy
Pia's
way.
pressuring him. Yeah, in a boy way. Pia's pressuring him, and the only answer that he can come up with is that he takes it slower than other people. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know
Mhm.
that I buy this. Do you buy this? I can't
Well,
decide if I buy this or not.
Pia kinda got to the root of it, though, because
Mhm.
I think what's
Yeah.
happening is all the attention's on him now. When are you gonna make a
Yeah,
move? When are you gonna do
true.
it? When are you gonna and he doesn't do well with that, I don't think.
So Becca's saying, the intimacy's gotten a little bit better, but it's not great. They have had a couple heavy makeout sessions, and Becca would like more. She says it's great when when it happens. She says,
Mhm,
but it has been surprisingly difficult for her because she hasn't had a relationship move this slowly,
mhm,
where she doesn't feel desired, and it's been hard. And that
mhm.
makes me feel bad for her because that's
I
not
know,
fair. I don't like this for her.
I know.
Um, Austin says that he wants to squash this thought, and I'm okay with that, He says the desire is there, he just moves slower than most and he needs more time.
Mhm,
Becca says it's hard because she desires him and doesn't get why he would desire her but not want to show it.
right.
Good point, Becca.
Right, 'cause
Um,
she's very expressive with her attraction.
yeah.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm,
She says even a longer makeout session would be great.
yeah,
Pia asks him what might be holding him back.
mhm,
And he says, I don't know. We definitely have an emotional connection. At first,
mm,
he just wanted to wait until he was more ready. Then they just kept talking about it, and he keeps getting more and more in his head because there's a spotlight on it now.
mhm.
Becca says it feels like a favor. Oh, and I hate this for her.
I hate that for her
Um,
too.
it feels like a favor. That sucks. And
Yeah.
he doesn't want it to come off that way. So he says he feels like no matter what he does, it feels like it's tainted. And I can
Can I
kind of
say
see his
something
point.
about Austin? Can I say something
Okay.
about him? I
Sure.
think
Go
he's
for
a
it.
really good guy.
No, I do
I really
too.
do like
Oh, I
him.
do too. Me too.
I
I do
really do,
too.
like, he has the emotional intelligence to see, like, "Wait a minute, I don't want her having this script in her head, and I need to jump
Right.
in there immediately and correct it." Like, he doesn't just let her
Hmm.
sit with this, like, he is right in there. Like, "I don't want you to think this way,
Hmm.
this is" you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's a good
No, I
dude.
agree
I
with
do.
you. I agree. Um, Becca says that, well, Pia thinks that they're missing some foreplay action.
Mm. Mhm.
And Becca says that she agrees with Pia that foreplay doesn't always have to be physical.
Mhm.
So Pia suggests, how about like some sexy conversations throughout the day? Like, how would you feel about a text message and, things like that? And Austin says, well, that's all new for him. What,
I will
dude?
tell you that, I do this, and I really like it. Like,
What?
the
Oh, sent.
sexy
Yeah.
texting.
Yeah,
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 every once in a
sure.
while, like, I just do that, and
Sure.
it's interesting. I like it. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of out of my
Mm-hmm.
comfort zone, and I just started
Yeah,
doing it, like,
same.
maybe in the last year, but
Mm,
I don't know,
okay.
it can be a little saucy.
All right.
Watch I
So,
don't send one to you by accident.
I hope you do, actually.
By accident.
I know. So Austin does say he's willing to try some new things, and Pia wants them to work on removing the expectation that something needs to happen. She says,
Mhm,
you obviously both like each other. This marriage is real. There's a connection here. And
mhm.
she encourages them to explore this sexual energy.
Yeah.
And later we see Pia sends them a spicy package,
Which I
which
was like, "Oh my
consisted,
god, is there
I was
charcuterie in there?" Like, I was all excited about the spicy package.
which consisted of Austin setting up an obstacle course to walk Becca through while she's blindfolded. This was so super goofy, but they're having fun with it.
They
And I
do.
enjoyed it. Like, it was
And when
cute.
he's like, run to me," like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted them to launch into the Dirty Dancing lift, and that would have made
Mhm.
the whole scene
That would
complete.
have been fucking great.
Mhm.
If she would have to do like the little shimmy
The
down
shimmy. Mhm.
the dance. I
Yep.
know it if you want me to do it. Okay. But I did note that I do have the same pillows on my bed that Becca does, but
Mm,
whatever, I'm just saying.
okay.
So after she completes an obstacle, we find that he has to tell her something intimate. Like, oh
Yes.
God, here we go.
Yes.
So after the first obstacle, his his intimate confession is that his feet are ticklish.
I'm
Dude,
like, "Dude."
this is so weird.
But you know me, like, you know how prudy I can be. This would be something I would be doing on national television. I'd be
Oh yeah,
like,
me too.
"Oh, my feet are ticklish."
Yeah, or yeah, same. No, I couldn't think of one. Like, I couldn't come up with something on the spot. I would have been the
I
same
could
way,
come up
just
with shit,
laughing
but
at
I
him.
wouldn't feel comfortable saying it on national
Saying
television.
it. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. So his feet are ticklish, and then the next one, we find that he likes it when she talks dirty. And then after
Mhm.
the third obstacle, he's clearly having a difficult time coming up with something, and she's like, "Say something about my boobs." So he's like, "Oh, you have great tits." And I'm like, "You two are adorable. I can't. I hate them and I love
Mhm.
them at the same time."
Mhm. Mhm.
So later, our boy
Dun, dun,
Austin,
dun.
dun, 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 he
Oh,
really
chicka bow
stepped
wow.
up. He lights up this fucking bedroom with candles. He's got Polaroids of them everywhere. She comes home and they do their like sing-songy language thing that they do to each other. I don't know if you've noticed they have a rhythm when they talk to each other, like their
Mhm.
own language. Really, I
Mhm.
can't I can't do it.
They're a very good match.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
like, they have a certain way, like a cadence when they talk to each other, and I know it when I hear it, but I can't think of how it goes to do it on my own. That's all.
Okay.
Um, so things are really spicing up here. Becca is super appreciative of this effort, and she says
Mhm.
that she's happy to be a passenger for once. And they're playing
Mhm.
sexy truth or dare. Wah wah.
Wah.
Becca Becca asks, "What's your favorite part of my body?" And he says he loves her pink hair, but her boobs take the cake. And he says, "Your smile and your laugh are great too." Oh, he's so sweet.
He's
I
so
love
sweet,
that.
I'm telling you. Mhm.
hmm Um, he asks her where they could have sex in public. Wah, wah. And
Yeah,
she
this takes a turn, right?
confesses,
This takes
yeah,
a little turn. Mhm.
yes. So she
Mhm.
says that she would love to do it like on a balcony somewhere. And he's like, like motioning towards their
Yeah, we have a
balcony. I'm like,
balcony there.
yes,
Mhm.
do it, do it, do it.
Yeah.
So and then he's like, "You want to do the thing now?" And she's like, "The thing? You
Well,
want to
he's
play
like,
the
"Is
thing?"
this the 4?" And he goes, "Do you wanna do the play?"
The
And
play.
she's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
"What?"
The what? Yeah. She's like, "That play? The play?"
Yeah.
And then he's all, "I missed the best one though." So there is a question. So she asks him if he had a best sex move, what would he name it? And
Mhm.
he says he has a lot of them and he's joking. Um and he just kind of kisses her and he steals her move and she's
Mhm.
like, "So what would you call that move?" And he says, "The get in here," or whatever the heck. It was just so like so
Yeah.
dorky.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
silly. Like, "Get in here."
Yeah.
And he grabs her face and I think they bang and I'm like, "Yes."
But, like,
But then
now they have to kick the production team out, like, it's
I
a whole thing.
know.
This
But
is not
then
this is not Love After Lockup where the cameraman is gonna stand outside the door while you're mic'd up banging in a bathroom. This is
I
not
don't
gonna
think
happen.
so. But
Mm-mm.
then I have to make a note only because it was ridiculous. And I know nobody does this better than Sarah Colonna, but the song
Oh,
here
no.
hit me
Oh, no.
hard. It was so ridiculous. It was like, "Lay it down on me. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. Lay it down on me. I
Jesus
can't get enough
Christ.
of you." And I'm just like, "Oh my
Mm,
God." But
mm,
dude,
mm.
do you think they did? What do you think happened? I need to
Dude,
know
I
everything.
hope so, I hope so.
I
It
know.
looks like here's the thing, what's scaring me is by the time the production got out of there, the mood has changed. So, like,
Ugh.
then does it
Did it go
happen?
back to too goofy?
Right. I don't know.
Because if it did, he brought it there,
Yeah,
don't you
like,
think?
we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how it
I
goes.
know, I
I don't
can't
know.
wait. Oh, I'm dying to know,
I have
dying to
some next time on if you're interested.
know. Of course.
There's not much.
I
Michael
know.
gets married. That's all we say.
I know.
So I'm really
We got
I'm
nothing.
really I'm really confused because his wedding starts almost, I think, 6 weeks
I
after. Let me
know.
see. Hold on, because there is a
I
timeline
think
on Reddit.
no. Oh, is there? Okay.
Real time. I'm doing this in real time here, guys. Okay. So they got married on March 13th, 2023, 6 weeks after the original couples got married. So, how did they do this then? Like, what I'm thinking happened
I don't
is
know.
here's what I'm thinking happened because people on Reddit, They're like, "So does that mean after the original people do their decision day that they have to live together for 6 more weeks to wait for Michael and Chloe?" No, it's called editing,
No.
guys.
Yeah.
They do their
Yeah,
decision
I
day
don't
and
think
go
we're
their own
doing
ways,
that.
and then 6 weeks later, they record Michael and Chloe doing
You
their decision day, but
go
they air
your
it at the same time.
own way.
So,
Go
I
your own way. Sorry,
I don't know,
breaking
dude.
out in
I
song.
don't
I
know.
know, Amy, it makes no sense. I wanna know too. Obviously,
I don't know
they
how and
had to
why they're
have
doing
given
this.
them I don't know, but they had to have given them the same timeline, right? They had to.
I'm sure they gave them 8 weeks, but, like, this is
Yeah.
my point in this show, like, I thought it was so super weird, like, TLC when a new season in 90 days coming out, like, it's all over the place.
Mhm.
90 day, here's the cast, da, 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 it's all over the place. These
Okay.
guys, we couldn't even get a date of when this season was starting, like, it was real hush hush, and it was real weird,
Yeah.
and I think it was because
Yeah,
of all
you're
this.
right. I think you're
Mhm.
right. I never
'Cause
thought of that.
I remember, like,
Yeah, you and
emailing
I
them
were
and
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
emailing them and being like, "Can you at least tell me when it's gonna start so, like, I know
Mhm.
that it's happening?" I don't know.
Mhm. Oh, I
I
bet
don't
you're
know.
right.
Yeah.
I bet you're right.
Alright, guys, if you haven't already, jump in our Facebook group, Backdoor Friends. It's a lot of
It's a good
fun.
time there.
The link is in the show notes. If you're watching us
Our
on YouTube, hi.
Hi.
Hi. Um,
Our group
if
is
you're
really growing, and I love that.
our our group is growing out of control.
I love it. I love it so much. It's such a good
Um,
time.
if you're watching on YouTube, I will try to put the link to the group in the description of this video, so underneath. And also subscribe to the channel because even though you won't see our faces every week, automatically you will get, I think it's just a still of the logo, but you can still get
Mm.
every episode audio only on YouTube. So it will
Sweet.
be there. Mhm,
Sweet, sweet.
mhm. All
Leave us
right,
a
Steph, I think
five-star
this is
review.
all. Oh, give us a 5-star review. The reviews coming in
Mhm.
have been amazing.
They
Somebody
have.
said they loved seeing me go through my podcasting journey, and I felt like that was so
Oh,
sweet because I
that's
did.
sweet.
I did it till I got
Yeah.
here. So that
Oh.
was really sweet. Somebody said that this podcast was made for them,
Oh, I love that.
and then somebody was like, "No, no, no, it's horrible." And I'm like, "Okay,
Okay.
that was quite the
Well,
ride."
that's
Mhm, mhm.
I'm not for everyone.
We're not for everyone. No, not
I'm
at all.
not. I know I'm not. Most
I'm
people
not.
I'm not for. It's what it is.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. We'll see you soon.
Love your
Bye.
bones.
Bye. Bye.